Hey guys, welcome back to Maxplained Donovo Unification. Today is more of a Maxplained Light, you could call it. It's an, let's call it, additional video to the Imperial Fists, as they have this victory condition where they can exchange and become the Crimson Fists. This video also double serves as a little sneak peek for you for the next version, as I am allowed to show off some of the Imperial Fists units that will be there in the next version. I have, as usual, prepared a little save game where we will jump into right now. And here we are in the save game where we see all the Crimson Fist units lined up for you over here. I will not go into details about the Imperial Fists, the resources, unit caps, what they have, special things going on for the faction in general. For that we already have the Imperial Fists guide video. Here it's only for the Crimson Fists units. We start off with the commanders over here with Chapter Master Pedro Canto. Every time I tell you what a unit is replaced, I have a little thing on screen so you can see what unit is exactly meant. The Chapter Master Pedro Canto is a tier 4 relic commander that replaces the Primaris Siege Captain Tor Garadon, and also kinda replaces Alexandro, as you do not have access to Alexandro here in the Imperial Fist. For that he is a pretty strong commander, I would say stronger than Tor Garadon, as he is tier 4. He has a battle cry ability, which is what you would expect. What would you think about it? It would be buff and morale buff around him. He has also the Oath of Rin, which buffs a squad, no vehicle, a squad with increased accuracy, basically damage buff. And lastly he has the Iron Halo, where he protects himself. I'm not sure if this is also affecting the squad he's attached to, but could be very well be the case. Then we have two more cool units over here, command units. These are this guy over here, the Crimson Fist Master of the Signals Consul, replaces one of the Imperial Fist Consul guys, in particular the one with the shotgun. He is tier 2 but requires the Primaris research, as he is a Primaris unit. He has no abilities around here, but he has a special ability, more or less passive. If we see the attack radius, we see that he has two attack radius, because the one is the very long attack radius for his plasma rifle, and the other one is for a call-in he can do. He can call in basilisk strikes basically with his attack. This has a reload time of 50 seconds, so you cannot use it too sparingly, but it will be used automatically. So you kind of have control of it and kind of do not, depending if you micro in and if you have seen the cooldown. It is nice that he can use it on his own, so it's use and forget basically. We will see it now that he is in range. He will now call in over here the Basilisk Strike. There you go. Very inaccurate actually. And you see also on his unit the cooldown for it. So once his reload is basically done, he can use this weapon again. The other consul replacer over here is Mr. Whoops, my camera flicking around. Captain Alessio Cortez. He replaces the sniper consul. He has a sniper rifle, so he can use his sniper rifle, he can attach. And he also has a special ability. Two actually. He is also doing something with his regular attack, and that is calling in a Thunderhawk strike. You can also force it by targeting ground. You see here that he is bringing down a thing, a marker light basically, and then there comes a Thunderhawk shortly afterwards and making a big barrage. This is also automatically being used when he is attacking. Basically his normal range is also the range of this. I do not know the exact cooldown, but I would think it's similar to this cooldown, about 50 seconds. He can also get infiltrated for a short amount of time, where he changes his weapon to grenades. You can see his attack range is very low, and then he can use this to chuck a grenade in there. And once this cooldown is over, he is then again back with his sniper rifle. So you see this also has a very long lasting effect, so you might want to use it in a good situation. The cooldown isn't very high, but it's also costing you some power, as well as he is only infiltrated for a short amount of time. There you go. Okay, so this is all about the commanders. We now jump over to the infantry unit in Crimson Fist says, and this is the Crimson Fist Veteran Intercessor Squad, replacing the Imperial Fist Assault Intercessors, the guys with the big hammers and stuff. These are more ranged focus, as you can see with their bolters over here. They also have an apothecary leader, which also allows them to use the rally ability to restore their morale. They also have a phosphor grenade because they like fire, and they can be equipped with heavy weapons in the sense that they have the Vengeance grenade launcher, which is immediately available for them, which is a grenade launcher that they can fire on the ground, which has this little Vengeance round that will explode after a short amount of time. And then you have the Volkite Cavalry very late in the tech tree, which is a good old all-around unit weapon to have later on. These guys are limited to 2. Now jump over to the vehicles. First off, we have the Predator Jaguar, or however you would pronounce it in English, I'm not really sure. This replaces the Predator Executioner. The Predator Executioner for the Imperial Fist is an all-round plasma gun Predator with a lot of health. This Predator Jaguar is a little bit faster but has less health and is an all-rounder unit. It has this kind of interesting battle cannon on the top. It looks like a bit of plasma, but I'm not sure. It looks more like a beamy cannon that the Soulstorm Firstborn have, for example. And then he has the Gatling cannons at the side, so he is a good all-around unit, a bit faster, and yeah, tier 3 limited to 2. Over here on the ground, first we have Brother Razus, Venerable Hellfire Dreadnought, so a ranged Venerable Dreadnought, replacing the Venerable Dreadnought that holds Lexandro for the Imperial Fists. Has, I think, the same weapon loadout and can use smoke launchers as well. I think this is more or less the same loadout the other one has, but it's Brother Razus instead of Lexandro, and yeah, can have variable weapons used here, so it's a ranged dreadnought overall. In the air over here we have the Stormhawk Interceptor. This flyer replaces the ground artillery of the Imperial Fist, which is the Whirlwind Scorpio, actually one of the ground artillery. Whirlwind Scorpio. So instead of a artillery piece, you have this very mobile Stormhawk Interceptor with okay-ish health. Is a tier 3 unit and has a less talent at the top, at the front, and 2 Gatling guns at the side. This bottom weapon will be exchanged to a Icarus Storm Cannon if they face the Orcs, so you have better ground control. This is no weapon you can actually equip, it will be changed automatically. Lastly here we have the Rin's Might, which is a Land Raider. This replaces the Land Raider Achilles Alpha, the Imperial Fist have access to, so it's a relic unit. Does Land Raider things, transport stuff, and has a lot of weapons on top. The kicker about it is that it's controlled by an AI, so that's why you also do not have a guy shooting here, that's controlled by the AI. And so it does not have the normal machine spirit ability, it has the Might of Rin ability, which is not a defense buff, it is actually a damage buff, but you lose control while you have this activated. So you might want to use it, put it on red stance and then a move and then activate it or something like that. Yeah, so it's more of an offensive Land Raider ability instead of a defensive. Over here I have more for the visual appeal, 2 more units showed off. That one is the Banner Bearer, which has a different banner if you have the Crimson Fists available. So you have this little banner instead of the other one. Does the same stuff the normal standard bearer does. And over here we have the Monument of Unwavering Faith, which also looks a bit different if you have the Imperial Fist, and also looks a bit different if you have the special victory condition for the Saint Aller Arabella. Yeah, this gives you, I'm not sure if it's map wide, but basically it detects stuff and makes units fearless. Basically, they do not drop morale over here. It does the same thing for the Imperial Fist, but looks a bit different over here. There's also one different research, the tier 4 research. I forgot what the Imperial Fist actually does, but you have here the Devastator Doctrines, which the weapon increases the weapon loadout for the destroyers. The Devastators over here. The Devastators normally have this 4 and 6 models, and if you research that, you can have 8 models and 8 weapons, which is kinda sick. So you can have very large squads of Devastators with a hell of a lot of different weapons. You can see here it actually tells 12, which is not completely true. It's just as many units as you have, you can have special weapons over here. This is the case. Okay, before we finish, I have 2 more units to show off, because there's an additional victory condition for the Saint Arabella over here, which enables these 2 units. We have the Sacred Rose Martyrdom Rhino, which replaces the normal Rhino you have access to from your HQ. But it's a Rhino with a kicker. It does not transport stuff. It's fully assault. It cannot charge into combat like the other Rhino does, but its how should I say, its loading capacity is loaded up with nuclear warheads. So you can drive in and either activate this ability on your own, or it will also be automatically activated if the unit dies, and does a big old boom. As you see here, this Rhino and also Saint Arabella is not balanced for PvP. The Crimson Fist's normal units are balanced for PvP. Maybe there needs to be some adjustments in the future, but in general this is more balanced, but this is more like for fun. These Rhinos are limited to 2, cost a bit more than a standard Rhino, and are really cool to use, to be honest. Over here then we have the Living Saint Arabella, which counts like as the Primarch in the unit categorization of Unification, so you can have either her or Rogel Dawn. She is, Living Saint, doing Living Saint stuff, being good at combat. She also got a little attacked from the Rhino over here, very big AoE. She has a very nice flamey sword, and then it looks like an Inferno pistol, and has 2 active abilities apart from the jump. She has the Stand for Rin's World, which is a buff to units around them. They cannot die basically, so they take damage, but they cannot go below 1 HP, and their morale is being increased. Then you have this ability over here. All the while you have this ability, actually she drains a bit of health because she takes the damage for them, kinda is the sense, the idea. Not sure actually how long it lasts. It looks like it lasts a whole lot of time. And then lastly she has the Loki's Wrath, which is a big old AoE damage stuff. Hopefully I do not kill the HQ, but let's see. She can call this big flamey strike because Living Saints and Sisters like their flamey stuff. Doesn't do a whole lot, or doesn't do anything actually against buildings, but does a whole lot of damage against mostly infantry. So you see the scorched earth remaining quite a bit. So all the time that I have talked, I'm now curious if this ability has restored, or if the cooldown is even longer than I expected. I mean, it's a Thunderhawk. Yeah, okay, it should be about a minute as well. So you can have every minute one of these strikes coming in. I think the signal is also visible for the opponent, so you need to evacuate when you see this. Okay, so this is all the units. Normally I close these guide videos with a replay, normally with PvP replay. As I have here the dev version, it is hard for me to get a PvP game going, as well as I want to have a game where I want to show the late game stuff, because all this stuff starts in tier 2, and then you have a lot of stuff in tier 3, and then some in tier 4 as well. So the normal PvP games end in early tier 2, so this is kind of hard to show off. That's why I have a PvE game for you prepared, which is a 4-player FFA in which I try to get all the units on the field. Let's see if I'm successful or not. And here we are in the game I got for you. It is against the Chaos Demons, the Orcs, and Praetorian Guard, and I play as the Crimson Fists, or Imperial Fists with Crimson Fists. add-on. What my plan here is that I have a sturdy tier 1 in which I mainly go for economy and only 3 of these Preachers Marines, and then maybe some turrets and stuff like that. Maybe a TFC or 2, and then go from there. The map I actually like quite a lot. It's one of transpersonal size, relatively new map, I think. It's really, I like the aesthetics, the Necron aesthetics, and generally layout looks also pretty awesome with the 2 relics in the middle, and then the more or less normal 3 relics spread out as well. And you have then one opponent here, here, and here. So distances is also okay-ish. Yeah, so the opener isn't really that much. Maybe I'm even, yeah, I can speed it a bit up. Isn't much to be seen here. I will upgrade my economy as fast as I can, get 3 tech marines out so I can build my points up really fast, and even start to do some defensive stuff like I will do over here. Now that I see first Praetorian Guard, which are on the right side of my vision over here, I know that they are there, so I can then move over there if need be. But for now I'm yeah, getting my stuff together. We'll get this point upgraded so it can shoot, and we'll repair it, get the turret, and once the turret is up, there's no way these few irregulars will do anything really. I do not want to move my breachers, they are busy capping for now. But yeah, this turret over here should make short work of them. Other than that, you will see me now positioning relatively defensively. And yeah, fortify my position as the fists like to do, right? Good to speed up a bit. I now try to move in the middle where I see some Furies, and we're like, okay, I'm going back. But I have my first TFC beacon here already. The turret is also in range. I want to put another turret over here then at some point. And yeah, try to get the middle point, which for now the computer 3 has, which is the Praetorian Guard. But Praetorian Guard moving in in the line of fire of my listening post, as well as my turret over here, so they are getting minced. And the few regulars, they could do quite some damage, but they decide not to. I keep my vision here on, as I usually do in these kind of guide scenarios, getting more and more economy upgrades, and then I soon will be able to get to tier 2. Now also moving these preachers back to this position kinda, because I have played these games not once, because I had an unfortunate crash. So I kind of know that what the AI is going to do on this map, and it's sometimes backstabbing here, but sometimes over here. But now that the Praetorian Guard moving in and getting a lot of damage dealt, I will reinforce now my breachers. I did hold the reinforcement for a bit, but yeah, now is a opportune time to do so. Yeah, just charging in the regulars too and getting some TFC rounds for their troubles. Not sure why they think here is a good position. More irregulars getting minced. Yeah, like the guard likes to do. A friendly knockback as well, but that is okay. Tier 2 is on the way now. While I'm on the way to Tier 2, I want to get the bionics. I want to get more economy. You can see here I'm getting more and more fortifies around, so my economy will be able to support me in the upcoming fights. I have now a fury problem over here, so I want to move some guys over. I already want to move a tech marine over to this stack deposit. Very important. More and more Praetorian Guard on the one side, demons on the other side, so this leaves the orcs to the top. And my economy is pretty formidable now, 122 and 40, still rising. Getting now the Hand of Dawn on the way to Tier 2, as I want to get the sergeants for my breachers, and they need a Hand of Dawn additional to Tier 2. Yeah, now that I have this position, I could try to set my eyes on these 2 points, but for now I'm pretty fine as is. More and more economy upgrades as well. Now getting also the bionics while I'm at it. Yeah, and once I'm Tier 2, my first priority is getting these sergeants with plasma pistols and then move on to devastate. They're not devastators. Oh, are they devastators? Yeah, devastators, and the of course the research for the Primaris. I'm now starting the immediately the thermoplasma generator. And yeah, the Primaris research takes quite a long time, so you want to start it as soon as you can, but you need an orbital elevator, which I'm totally forgetting right now, which should actually be my priority, the orbital elevator, and then move forward. Plasma pistols are out, the Breacher Siege Marine Sergeants are on the way as well. And it's now about now that I noticed that I need an orbital elevator. There you go. So it should have been researched a bit ago. Gonna move forward a bit as well again. So getting some upgrades as I can, and then you see now here the Primaris Rubicon research takes a while, so you need to make sure to get it relatively quickly. For now I'm just busy macroing, getting all my stuff on time. Will start a... Oh sorry, I'm on slow. Will start my production building now. I see that I'm just shooting down these and now moving in even. Getting my first Devastator squad out, will be a second one on the way. We'll need to get the infantry cap researches at some point, and you see my positioning again, 2 capping the point, 1 in the middle, giving me some leeway, and now that my heavy fortification is online, I can get my Sacred Rose Martyrdom Rhino, 80 requisition and 150 power, so this is, yeah, well deserved. You will see shortly why. 2 Devastators are now out. Primaris research is on the way, and yeah, getting then the squad cap increase after I have these 2. Devastators are also now getting their sergeants, and then they will get some heavy weapons. And there comes in the totally not self-killing unit of the Rhino over here. Primaris Rubicon is now done, so I can now get the Primaris over here. Crimson Fist Veteran Intercessor Squad, as well as the Primaris guys over there. And yeah, the first one I really want to just move in and greet my demonic friends with a warm welcome, you know. And there comes the first residual master of the thingamajigs. Those I will actually tie to my Devastators, as these Devastators have longer range, and these both the master of the signals as well as the Captain Alessio Cortez, which is absolutely expensive, you can see it over here for a good reason, have some good range on them. Get some heavy bolters on those, get some multi-melters on those. Another big explosion over here, killing a lot of Nurglings. And yeah, I do not see anything from the Praetorian Guard, but we see that the Orcs will at some point have a word with them. So I sadly cannot really fight those guys for now. Getting some points up to increase my economy further. And yeah, getting Cortez out, and I need to get my second Primaris squad out as well. First one is over here, getting also this Vengeance grenade launchers. Some Herald of Nurgle doing his name nice, as he survived for quite some time. Another Rhino getting out, more bionics. And there's Cortez with his absolutely amazing sniper rifle, if you ask me. Also a nice head he has there. And then, wow, and Banshee head as well. Banshee head, and this is a hunter's head, right? Yeah. Look at him go. We are at Team Fortress 2 now, obviously. Crimson Fist, Primaris Intercessor is now out. Another Rhino will be on the field. These guys, you need to make sure that your Rhinos are not next to your army, or they will deal way too much damage to yourself. Very long reload time for this guy. Probably well worth the shot. For now it survives, but I need to make sure I need to move it in, or it will kill a few of my breachers. Or barely noticing it and then killing. Flattening the base of the Chaos Demons. Nice. Tier 3 is not yet started because I'm pumping all my resources I have in this reinforcement of the squads I have. We'll get some economy upgrades as well. Yeah. Because power will be my issue later on the line, as is the norm. And yeah, and now we'll take over the space because I can. And I think about this time it is where the orcs flatten the Praetorian Guard, yeah. I didn't really notice, and it's nice of the AI that they take care of each other, so I have less troubles here. We'll get one more Rhino for now, but I need to think about my tier 3 plans as well, because there's quite a lot of stuff that is available in tier 3. What the heck is going on? Ah, the soul got killed mid-flight. And I think there's only this Greater Demon Portal remaining for the Chaos Demons. Okay, and the Dark Circle, but the Dark Circle doesn't count as production building, I think. Tier 3, no, it's not tier 3. Tier 3 will start soonish. I will get more and more power upgrades because I can. And these are should they will explode later. Vengeance grenade launchers. For those, I actually not getting them any heavy weapons because they I want to have the Volkite stuff for them. Getting now the points over here. This Rhino is just doing Rhino things. The 3 should be started now, yes. One more economy. And we are, yeah, more or less done, so on this side over here. And down the Chaos Demons go. Yeah, now I'm more or less waiting for my tier 3 to finish. Because I want to show off more units, so I'm actually gonna be yeah, going a bit fast here, getting now more infantry upgrades because I have them, and on this side now standing here in good position. Getting more grenades because I can, and there's a Thunderhawk flying in. Very nice, dealing quite some damage, but not too much actually, not in a too big of an AoE. Not like this Rhino, which will explode in a second. Boom! Tier 3 is now done, and now I can do multiple things. I will get a Jaguar, Stormhawk Interceptor. I will get another heavy armor fortification. I need an orbital relay. And also can click the tier 4 button, which I think I will do here in a second. But for now I'm holding out the flood of green coming in and getting bursted. Yeah, and I do not have any infiltration detection now. This will come. Getting now also the research for my chapter master for later on. Also got the vehicle cap increased by having the heavy armor fortification, and there comes the Predator Jaguar out in action using his Gatling gun. What is the... okay, he has a las cannon at the top. So this is what he does, right? Yeah, this is a las cannon. A single las cannon, not twin linked. It's a big singular las cannon. Tier 4 is now started because I can more and more vehicle cap increases, and now getting also the Brother Race's Venerable Hellfire Dreadnought. Yeah, getting some plasma shots from the Devastators now as well. And you're having also some skull probes now on. There's the Stormhawk, and as I am fighting orcs, you see that it's not the last talent, it is this special autocannon on top of it. Yeah, we hear a lot of las cannons because now that I'm tier 3, I gave all my guys that have some empty spots in them. Where's another Devastator? one. I started to give him last cannons, I think. Yeah. I will also have these Volkite calibers. I think this is the sound. Yeah, the Volkite is the sound we are hearing now. I'm also now getting my creatures all around. There's some... You see that there was an enemy a second ago and then he fired here and then they moved on. So you do not have full control over these strikes in that sense. Tier 4 is now finished. Getting more vehicle cap increase. So that tier 4 is finished. I cannot get Rin's Might over here. And where's the Hellfire Treadon? Did I drop him in already? No, he's not dropping in yet. I get Rin's Might. I will get also the Destroyers because I can, because I like... Because they have a good voiceover now. They're just fitting the Devastator theme over here. There we have the Venerable Dreadnought now coming in. Looking very awesome. And I think I also start... Yeah, there you go. Living Saint, Arabella, Rin's Might. And yeah, more and more cap increases. I also, if I haven't already, will get the Devastator Doctrine. I do not have it now. There's a pesky gun wagon doing some damage against my infantry. Will now be focused down by basically everything I have. Yeah, and the Breachers will now have their service cut out of them. 2 of them got already put to the grave and this one will follow because I want to get the good old Saint Arabella out. Rin's Might is about to be finished as well. I could go for some rhinos to finish up the cap, but I think I will get a good old fashioned Basilisk out. This thing just vaporized. There's Rin's Might now coming out. There's less cannons at the side, heavy bolters at the top, storm bolter at the front as well. And yeah, Arabella takes forever. There's now Chapter Master Pedro Caldo because I forgot about him, and also a banner bearer. And there's the Devastator Doctrine. So these guys now can get a ludicrous amount of weapons. More weapons that they are actually units in the squad, because why not? There's some... Yeah, this is the red grenade launchers over here doing some eradication stuff against the enemy. That's again the Thunderhawk actually doing some friendly fire on the way, but not dealing damage to the opponent. And yeah, now I noticed that there's some infiltrated stuff, so I will move these skull probes over in a second. Or not. Yeah, and they have rebuilt an HQ, it will not be worth. There's the... This is Haldaris voicing the Basilisk, and I really like the Imperial Fist Basilisk, that's why I got him. To fill up my supply. I actually lost a Predator. In the meantime, the Rin's Might using her ability, or its ability you should really say. And yeah, there's a lot of war banners, a lot of devastators, and there's Saint Arabella coming out with a mighty... This time she got a spear. In the show-off she got a blade. So she has some varying weapons, but the pistol she has is the same. What does this change with the war gear that you can research? Do not think so, right? And in she comes, using her strike ability, but yeah, it will only kill some Gretchens because it will not deal any damage against these buildings. So yeah, we have now the finishing moments of this, as yeah, I'm now completing up my pop cap again and then just moving over the top over here, moving in one side. Those, my skull probes will now get in and soon will find these tank busters so they can be killed as well. Saint Arabella coming in, doing stuff over here with her spear in melee. I like the different take on her. It's not like the Living Saint Arabella for Sisters of Battle. It's like a saint with wings, a big fly demon wings. She is still demon armor, mind you. That's why she is not taking so much damage and has a whole lot of HP. But other than that, it is, yeah, a more human-sized Living Saint. And I think that's more or less it. I think there's some more. Yeah, there's the boys' hut over here. So they're really trying to hold on, but it is inevitable. Inevitable? Whatever. We have now also the banner bearer with Primaris looking awesome. Doing some damage increase and stuff. I did use the Warcry at some point with good old Chapter Master here with his power fist. And this is a Stormbolt on the top, on the bottom right. Really nice. Okay, so this finishes up this little show off battle I had for you. If you have some more information about the Crimson Fist that I have missed, please put it in the comments. So this is, yeah, a special occasion for multiple reasons. A show off, and B, like the sub-factions. If there are gonna be new sub-factions in the future, I probably will do the same in doing like this little additional video instead of putting it all into the faction guide all together. So tell me if you like this little, yeah, how should I say, Maxplained light in the comments. And other than that, guys, as usual, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!